Welcome, everybody, to the November edition of Recapping the Arts. I'm Scott Aaron Martell, and I am joined, as always, by Judy H. Paxman.
H?
Yeah.
Stands for?
I don't know. It's kind of like a curse when people
Heretic?
say, when I'm angry at you, I usually yell, Judy H. Paxman.
That's lovely. I have two middle initials, and that's neither
You have a
one
lot
of
of
them.
names.
I do have a lot of
The kids on the
names.
street call you J. Pax.
Yep,
That's
they do.
kind of
Yep,
popular right
yep.
now.
Yeah, I get called another name, too, that we can't say on public television.
You could. He could bleep it out, but I don't want to encourage
I don't know if he's got
you.
that. I'm doing the thing with the pen again. I'm sorry.
We had a November meeting.
We did.
And it was I've made 6 months of this, of our show. Kind of one of the ongoing recurring themes is how much I don't like the meetings. But I actually
business meeting.
I understand that. And I enjoyed this meeting. This was
Was that because you're now a full board member?
It actually had nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, maybe we should take that away from you.
you can, and then I'll go back to being miserable.
Yeah, you're pretty much. Okay, so why did you like this one more than the last ones?
I think Van Joe sat next to me, and at one point when a lot of people doodle around these things.
It's the arts council.
I don't know if he poked me on the shoulder or I just happened to look over, but he had this smile on his face. I looked over at his paper and I saw a mirror image of what I was doing, which cracked me up. I thought Katie Foster was like on fire. She was just very involved, more vocal than
She has a new insight now that she's working at the library. I think that she feels like she's really more inner circle of what's going on, and she's just seeing more opportunities, and I think that's very exciting to her.
She should talk more often during the meetings. I found her delightful.
Yep, she's amusing.
So, how many people? We had new faces.
We had new faces. I didn't write that down. I think we had 14. 14. Sounds like a great
14?
number.
Yes, we did.
14. We had Beth Crane from Watershed Mentoring there, and we also had Caroline Matt, who is a digital artist who is working on web design. So those were our two new faces that we saw there. It was exciting. They were nice, very nice. And we're going to be having, Beth is going to be doing a mentoring introduction to mentoring, or a mentoring, not a workshop, but a meeting in January, which is National Mentoring Month, to talk about mentoring opportunities in Franklin County, especially in Swanton and St. Albans. There's a lot of need there.
Need for it.
Big need.
I don't want to get you too far off the base, but you just attended a meeting for this, I don't know how to describe it, the spray painting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that restorative justice, that was lovely. You know, I'd rather not get into that here on this today.
We're willing to, as an arts council, reach out to these people.
We're willing to reach out to anyone because we have all done things in our lives that we are not necessarily, we have all done things that weren't necessarily the wisest thing ever, and I think that we all feel that having a creative outlet is the best thing that we can have for anybody. So
it's true.
Yeah.
I can speak volumes to that.
Yeah, we've all.
But go back to.
Caroline Matt. She is going to be doing a workshop for web design coming up very soon, and I don't know if I wrote the date down, but that is, if anyone's interested in that, they can just reach out to us, and we'll put you in touch with Caroline, who's looking to work with artists and helping them set up websites that they can continue to update themselves as they get new artwork in Squarespace.
Upcoming events. What do we want to?
Oh my gosh! All right, we've got so many.
I know. While you're thumbing, I can
flipping.
tell you next week. Tuesday is the art junk journaling.
Yeah, art journaling.
I've got something right here. It's a prototype for a new album that I am working on with a little bit of lyrics with art kind of throughout the whole thing that I will be bringing.
Nice. And that's wonderful. I talked to two of the people who were at the anime class, we're in an anime workshop last night.
At the library.
At the library that Finley Gelsomino led.
Happy birthday, Finley.
Happy birthday, Finley. Happy birthday, Finley. I don't know how old he is. I didn't ask.
I saw it, but I'm not going to say,
Okay, well.
just in case he doesn't want it to be out there. But it is on the Facebook.
On the Facebook? On the Facebook.
On the Facebook
On the
page.
Facebook. I will have to go to the Facebook
Go
and
to the
check it out.
Facebook on the interweb.
On the internet, yeah. So we had two people who had come to the last art journaling show up at the anime workshop, and I'm hoping that two of the people who were at the anime workshop who were come to art journaling. So we're going to keep building, I think. It's just so much fun anyway. How can you not love art journaling?
I have a busy week lined up at the library next week. So Tuesday, art journaling. Wednesday, if I can.
The Song Circle.
Caleb came up with this. I like this little poster. This is our second attempt at it. I was happy with the people that actually attended and listened. What we're looking for is actually more musicians and artists and singers, whatever, to come actually participate.
Yeah.
Because it was me, Caleb, and Mr. Tom Castengay
Yeah.
once again.
Well, maybe you'll get, I mean, I think the poster's great. I actually really like the poster, but the best way to get people to come is to reach out to the individual musicians that you know and say, hey, come jam with me, come play with me. I think that's going to be
Just
your
as
best way to reach people.
I shared this on the Facebook page, on the Facebook.
On the Facebook?
You're gonna get me on that one,
Yeah,
aren't you? And I already see some response from other musicians
good.
that are saying that they're interested.
Oh, good.
Whether they show up, that's always the
Yeah.
$1,000,000 question. Tuesday, Wednesday, this is Wednesday, Thursday is the writers group,
Yep.
which is now, we finally, after me being involved for 2 years with it, have a specific consistent.
Consistent,
It's the second Thursday
Yep.
of each month.
Yep, yep.
6 o'clock
Yep.
to 7:30.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a great time, and the numbers have been growing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. It's a wonderful thing. And then the following Tuesday, we're doing community craft, which is wand making. We're going to be making
Wand making
because for preparing
in
for
time for the holidays.
No, we're going to be there. Actually, it's a community craft, so we're making these for an event. We're making these for Harry Potter night, but we'll start the
I
process.
heard it's going to be a huge thing.
Be a huge thing. It's going to be in February. It's going to be kids there, so I'll
At the library.
yeah at the library.
You
They'll-
will have to be sort of chained or something.
I was going to say sedated or
Sedated.
or absent. That would be the other thing. So my goal is to get 5 or 6 volunteers, so I don't have to be there because
We-
children terrify me. Just saying, they do.
We talk about
But there's
the-
more things going on. 'Cause
Go ahead,
The next
go ahead.
Wednesday, the 20th, there's a cookie contest at the
I
library.
was going to interrupt you to talk about we talk about the library so much.
Well, because
and
they're
I know that there's people right now that are watching this that are in Georgia, that are in Enosburg, St. Albans, and they're just like, these guys talk about the library so much, and it's just that extra little motivation to kind of get you out of your seat, go to a new place. If there's one night to go check this out, it's the cookie night.
Well, or the next day could be tea and cookies and conversation, because we're doing that actually the next day. So for people who can't get away in the evening, maybe just 'cause it's too dark to drive, or they just can't for whatever reason, from 11 to 12 on the 21st, we're going to be having tea and cookies and just hang out
This
time.
is a great little Katie Foster
Yeah.
created calendar.
Yep, it's beautiful.
That's got kind of all things Swanton Public Library going on. Now, if you can't, pause your TV screen right now or see this because of the print, where can you go
You can go right to the library website, Swanton.
on the Facebook?
On the interweb.
On the-
And the
so website and the Facebook
Yeah,
page,
yeah.
you can find this calendar that
Yeah.
will let you.
Yeah, and one of the things that's on there, because the library is going to be expanding to also be including community events, not just library events, because the library really is the cultural center of of Swanton, is the holiday homemade craft show that Heather Buchkowski is organizing. That's going to be at 2 locations, at the United Methodist Church in Swanton and at the Holy Trinity Episcopal Church, and that is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which is November 30th.
I'm looking for that on here.
Look,
Is
see,
that on here?
Yes, it is. It's the big think.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
it
see,
is
it's
right
like there. It's the thing that's like
My
this
goodness.
big.
9 to 3.
9 to 3. Yep. And there's still, I believe there's maybe still be a few spaces left if you need to, if you're a crafter or an artisan who was hoping to sneak in at the last moment, if your calendar's cleared up. But it's a great show. And this is,
And if you don't know what you want, come check it out and just look around, and also grab something to eat, because there's lunch offered at both
both
locations, and the food is really.
and this, I mean, like these handmade gifts are the best gifts, honestly. So come out and support your local artists and your community.
November 30th.
That's November 30th. And then very shortly after that, there will be a little art show at the library in the Art Nook. I'm slightly horrified about that.
Could it, now let me guess before you say any more. You're slightly horrified. Is it because the featured artist is Judy H. Paxman?
That would be it. That would be
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You're going to do just fine.
I made a new toilet paper roll creation.
I'm saving a bunch of those toilet paper rolls for
I
you.
can't tell you how much that means to me.
I know
I
you
really
won't.
can't.
I
On
know
TV,
you
I
won't. I
can't
know you
say.
won't take them.
But then on Thursday, so that'll be, I don't know when that's going to be. But then we have our next Arts Council meeting on Monday the 2nd, and Thursday, December 5th, that's the next first Thursday art workshop, and that's going to be a Christmas barn quilt workshop with Marie Spear.
When is that again?
Thursday, December 5th, and I think the cost is $15, and you're going to leave with you're going to learn how to make a barn quilt. You'll create a barn quilt on a canvas that you can use, that you can keep inside, or use as a gift. It's going to be it'll be a Christmas theme.
I've never done one, but now
yeah.
that might be the time.
That would be the time, and you're going to learn the skill, but you're also going to walk away with something, which is totally cool.
I got to interrupt you just for 1 second. From South Carolina.
From South Carolina. I know people in South
Do you
Carolina.
know Sandra J. Holly?
I do.
She writes, "Hi, Scott and Judy. Thoroughly enjoy watching your fine program. Love the chemistry between the two of you. It would be I'm not going to say this word on TV,
Oh, yeah.
but it's a expletive.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a blank, crying shame to see Recapping the Arts ever come to an end."
Well, why would it come to an end?
I don't know, and it's not really it's more of a comment.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's not
Thank
really a
you.
question. I ask people to send questions, and there's rumors on the street that this might be our second to last episode.
Well,
I thought I'd put you on the spot now.
Okay, well, you're welcome to put me on the spot, because that usually works so well for you.
Yes, it's never failed.
It's never worked, actually.
Oh.
So I I bribed you to do Swanee 4, the musical.
Which
What the
we
Flock
need to
musical,
talk about
which we
after
will.
continue
Yeah,
your...
but I bribed you to do that, and you did, and I agreed at the time that I would continue to do the Recapping the Arts throughout the rest of 2019.
Which would be two more, which would be
this
this
month
show and one
next,
more
yeah,
in
yeah,
December.
Yep.
And then you're done.
Well, I have to see if I have to bribe you for something else, but
All right.
Swanee 5 is going to be done by Marty, so
I
I-
have big news to announce.
okay, tell me.
Something happened while I was at the Northwest watching the
Northwest Nightmares.
Northwest Nightmares Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with my own movie.
Oh,
And I wrote it the next day.
Nice.
It's
nice,
done.
Nice.
I need to get the people on board, but I wish that the next one was coming up in like 2 months.
It takes a while.
instead of
It takes
11 months.
It takes a while, so that's a good thing.
But I'm excited
Very nice.
about it. And Katie during the meeting,
Mm-hmm.
one of the many things I felt like she had to offer, read a fan of the movie.
Yeah.
Was it on the face?
was on the
It was
Facebook.
on one of the social media networks that said something very positive about the movie. I still don't understand what the heck I watched.
What?
I'm dead serious. You know how I was only involved with one
Yeah.
one shot of the film,
Yep.
part of it. I was waiting. I think didn't get the whole thing because I kept anticipating how is this one song gonna meld into the Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Well, the Take Me Out
then
it didn't come in,
And then
yeah.
the song ended and the movie ended, and I was like,
Well, so the original concept was much larger, but like all great movies and all classic theater, you really need to watch it multiple times to totally get the.
Okay, I watched
So
it a second. I did
no,
watch
I'd
it a
say like
second
after
time.
10 or 20 times, you will
Oh my
become.
goodness!
And
Wow.
there has been some request for a Swanee marathon, which I'm hoping to do that in the new year.
Modeled after my daughter and her St. Mike's dorm
Yes.
floor.
Yes, and I'm
I still
hoping,
haven't had feedback on that.
well, they,
I'm
yes, you'll have to ask
I'm
them. We'll reach out
anxiously-
to them. But I think I've had people say they'd like to do it, so I am going to try to get that going. I'm hoping to invite our friends, Mill River Brewing, to be
haven't
participate
heard
in
much
that.
from them lately since the year
no,
of the
they've
salmon.
reached out to us.
Okay.
Yeah, we just.
Well, they don't reach out to me
So I
personally.
don't know, do you think any of the select board is listening to this? We could have them at library events doing pouring, they're licensed and everything. They would be happy to come to some of our events and do samples or to open up a cash bar, but we can't have alcohol in the library. So
Which
that's
it
a
is
problem.
what it is.
It is what it is, and it's not all about alcohol, but it does bring out people who want to try something different.
I just thought my water bottle and my bag just took a fall.
There we go.
But
That's
there's
because the universe is shaking.
no,
Anyway,
no one was hurt.
all right. Do we want to talk about what everyone
wanted
else in the meeting,
the,
or do you want to talk about?
Well, I tremendously enjoyed the film festival, Northwest.
Yeah, there's some great stuff.
All of the movies I thought were It was nice to actually, another year has gone by and I've met more people and to see other people that I knew in other movies
Yeah, it was nice.
that weren't necessarily,
Yeah.
aren't
Yeah.
part of the Swanton
Yeah. But
circle.
there's everyone, and that's the thing that cracks me up is because they can be part of the Swanton Circle. All they have to do is say, hey, I want to play along.
Yeah.
And be one of us. So they are one of us just by proximity, I guess. They
Anything
wanna join
stick
us.
out to you as far as non-Swanee movies?
Oh, I was Tom Benton did a great.
He won some awards.
He had won some awards. Romeo Cranstonic, our favorite, who's famous in the Swanee genre, Swanee film series.
Our
franchise,
friend
whatever.
from the Travel Cup, Nicole
Yeah,
Lopresti,
Nicole,
made
yeah,
her,
she was-
I believe it was her film
Debut.
debut. Also, Brandy LaBounty was in.
Yep, she was in the one, and I'm trying to
I
remember
don't-
the name of that one. It was I sat in the front seat, like in the front row, because we had a bunch of us. So I sat in the front row. So the whole time I was like, and it was so loud, and all the crazy camera angles, which are beautiful, wonderful theater and everything. It makes you a little nauseous when you're sitting in the front row. So a couple times I did have to sort of relax and check, and wish I had my C-bands because I was getting a little, that running through the woods with the camera thing makes me a little,
Nauseous.
well, when it's right in your face. It was so loud. Katie Foster's video was
yes,
adorable.
the Kilbucha.
Kilbucha.
You
was
can
very
watch
cute.
all of these movies on the Northwest Nightmares YouTube channel.
Yeah, and I got to get Swanee added to our website. I have not done that. I'll
Yes.
add that to my little list of many things to do.
What else do we have on the calendar before I continue to talk
pretty
about past
much-
events?
Not too much other than what we've talked about, and that's taking us right up to December. In February, the Swanton Arts Council turns 5.
The big 5.
The big 5.
The big 5. And what are we
All the
doing?
fingers.
There's got to be some sort of
Well,
big 5 event.
I don't know. There's talk about that. We did have a sign-up sheet for people to start talking about it. I don't know. I know the Youth Art Show will be getting a date for that. That'll be in March, and this will be our 5th annual Spring Youth Art Show led by Nicole Gadwa, and that will be. We want to pull out all the stops for that one to make it be really a celebration of youth art. We're going to continue with the Art Nook. We're going to, we've got so many things already going. We've got the date set for the Swanton Art Spectacular for next year already, which is the Saturday after Labor Day. There's things that we've got in motion that'll keep going, but every month we have the writers group. Every month we have art journaling. Every month there's a first Thursday workshop that's art-based. We have 3 new task forces There's four task forces. There's 2 task forces that are just on art classes and bringing art classes to Swanton. Joanne Para-Ryder is going to be heading up the art class task force that is focused on bringing ongoing education, heightened skills, and new media art classes to the Swanton area. And Heather Buchkowski is going to be focusing on art classes that are social, that are creative time, and that are opportunities for local artists to create revenue by teaching art classes, so creating teaching art opportunities. Both of those will mesh together, and there's going to be a lot of overlap, including all the work that the library is doing to add more art events to the area. So that's extremely exciting. Joe Walski is heading up a task force on our website, which needs help. And Darcy Benoit is heading up a task force on publicity and advertising. We had our first meeting, which was chaotic.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
There was an awful lot of talk, like the first 4 hours of the meeting.
It was only an hour-long meeting, an hour and a half.
The first meeting. 4 hours felt like it was just about signage.
Well, that's our biggest challenge.
I fell asleep for about an hour. I came back and it was still on signs, so I went right back to sleep.
I think the meeting lasted an hour, honestly. We were gone at 7:05. It started at 6.
Well, I don't know. I'll have to...
But there was, everybody has an idea, and when everybody talks at the same time, it's not necessarily so easy to hear other people's ideas. But we have had some big growth from that. Already, we've got a line we're asking people for their used signs, their used lawn signs, the old political signs.
We've got some response to that already.
We've already got some response to that.
We had some, I'm cutting you off.
Okay.
We had 2 crazy weather events. The flooding on Halloween was this state parts of the state got ravished.
Yeah, and I heard
ravaged.
That it made the spiders come out.
Yes, for Halloween. You reminded me, like Heather has her Spotlight on Swanton series.
Yep.
You can go and see some before and after the flood.
Oh, cool.
In one of the latest videos that she did.
I haven't seen
Like and subscribe to Heather's YouTube channel.
She's cranking out
Van
videos.
Jo, if you didn't know this, is an amazing artist.
I did know that.
An amazing human being. Last Saturday, it was me and Van Jo all day long. He had a craft fair in the City Hall of St. Albans. Went and checked that out. The guy's a pro when it comes to interacting with people, and his display setup right now, he's fairly new to this, is just getting better all the time. Yep. And then he came over after his show was done and saw my show at the Travel Cup. And we said goodbye to a good friend of mine, Stephen Bollier. He took a job in Colorado. He left actually yesterday. And who knows, right? What the future...
Maybe we'll bring him back at some point, or he'll come here to visit.
But it was a very emotional kind of day. It was almost felt like you get that sense where you're sort of holding a funeral kind of vibe to it. But I tried to say that it was more of a celebration of life, one last time to kind of get together. I said to his parents, Stacy and Ken, that they did a heck of a job raising a very talented, good-looking, endless potential for the future. He's just a gentleman, and he will be missed. Member of Shake, which is no longer. Member of...
they're done. I do have a couple other things to talk about. I mean, it's lovely, but I do have a few other things that we didn't, I totally missed.
You had your chance.
I know, well, these are biggies. This is a big one.
Do it quick.
Okay. This is the month for the Hannaford Helps Reusable Bag fundraiser. So if you're in Swanton, buy one of those reusable bags. We get $1. Yay.
They're buried in the...
They're hiding. I don't know. You can find them. You ask for them and you'll get them.
Section.
And we have a date set for a tentative date set for life drawing at the library. That's huge. So that will be December 13th. It'll be on a Friday at the library. The library will be closed at that time, but we'll be opening it up for this life drawing class. We're still working out the details. Katie Foster's heading that up. And Janet Suave is currently working on putting together the Festival of Trees entry by the Swanton Arts Council. And that's going to be very exciting.
Which is the St. Albans.
Which is the St. Albans thing, and we're donating.
Is that a SACA event or a town?
I don't know, honestly.
Speaking of St. Albans, here, hold.
I got one more thing, too. Wait,
all
and
right,
Wild
go
Boomers,
ahead.
we're going to be doing a Wild Boomers workshop and demo of the stump fiddle and the Wild Boomers.
And that'll be practice for your opening at the 2020 Swanton Arts Spectacular. You'll be on the soundstage.
I believe they'll be on the soundstage, but that's going to be on Thursday, December 12th. So that's Thursday, December 12th, which is also the night of the Writers Group. But that'll be starting at 5:30. 5:30, and then the next day is going to be, like nude models potentially at the library.
Hold that up to the camera, will you, please? That's Meta Strick. It's
that is awesome.
Vermont Handcrafters Association, which is, don't ask me the full details, but they're associated with artists in residence.
Oh, cool.
Continue to hold that up. I'll talk about it.
How can I read it if it's holding
I'm
up?
reading it. It's November 22nd through the 24th. It's a 3-day event.
Where?
At the Doubletree.
In Williston.
By Hilton, South Burlington, Vermont. It's a huge thing. Oh, this little card that you have gets you $1 off and if you want to go for more than 1 day, you don't have to pay again. It's a one entry fee. And Artists in Residence, first Thursday of every month, they have a little opening reception, which I was at last night. And
the first Thursday?
First
Thursday. Same as the
first Thursday.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't go.
Main Squeeze, just stopped by there. My friend Jeremy Perez with his smoothies and it's like a juice bar. He already has a second location opening up, hopefully early 2020. Go support something small business, something healthy, which you love.
Yes, I'm all about health.
I thought so.
We didn't even take a moment to talk about Swan. We didn't really talk about Swanee, but very briefly. But we didn't talk about Halloween in the Park and the exceptional.
It was next year. Halloween in the Park is on a Saturday.
Well, I think so. Well, Halloween in the Park is always on Saturday, but Halloween is on a Saturday.
If people for the last half hour were wondering what this is, Paul came up with a term. It's called Vermont Fancy.
That's Vermont Fancy.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes,
I'm going to tell people I'm stealing that, and I'm telling other people that's what this is.
That's lovely.
We've got to. The very beginning of our December farewell to Judy and the Recapping the Arts program. We can start off with the Halloween in the Park first thing in December.
That sounds great. Well, David Winchester did an amazing job, and we handed out like 3,000 bracelets by Christian Jackson.
Yes, the park look, and you can go see pictures of that.
Yes, you can see pictures of that on the Facebook, and also we had a lovely artist gathering that was led by Nicole Gadwa. So we've got.
It was too loud in there for this old man.
Well, you're an old man.
That's what I just said.
And he didn't.
Thank you for watching. We will
shot.
see you in December. Take care.